Good morning. I am in a good mood. I don't know why, but really I'm feeling, just feeling good. I really don't know why, but yeah, I'm just feeling good. Anyway, I just wanted to respond to a few comments which were made by Sia1. I must tell you that for me, I watch Sia1 very closely, and I find him a sensible guy. I mean, in much as he can be extreme sometimes, but the guy makes a lot of sense. The guy makes a lot of sense. For me, my leadership is about listening. You know, it's not just about you talking. You must also listen from others, what others are saying. So a person like Sia1, I follow what he says. I also follow other leaders, of course. I mean, Hakainde Ichilema, whenever he's talking, I am always listening. Even Kambwili, whenever he was talking, I'm always listening. I also follow very closely Chitambala's page, Chitambala Mwewa's page. I mean, I was just from there just now. I was reading his article, and I read all the articles that he writes. I follow Chitambala very, very closely. So whoever is talking for me and seems to be making a bit of sense or making sense, I follow. Even those that are not making sense, even those that are just really, fabricating things, like even the watchdog, I follow, I read. Wherever there are people, wherever people are following, I want to be there. I want to hear. Even if I know that what this person is talking about is not true, I want to hear even that lie, so that at least I know, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And that knowledge is not just knowledge about the truth or sensible things. You also have to know about the foolish things. Knowledge is power. For me, I listen to everyone, and I followed the arguments of Sia1. I also want to respond in a way because Vachitambala has also been, talking about this, and somehow I will try to respond to some of those comments that people have been making. So here is the issue. First of all, I want to start with Sia1. I followed Sia1 very, very well. The object of Sia1 has employed himself to help UPND win elections in 2021 because PF messed him up. And I must agree with you. I must agree with Sia1. Sia1 was messed up by PF. I mean, the allegations that they put against him, I don't think they were true. At least from my point of view, because I had an encounter. That's how I even met Sia1. It is because some people came and told me, lies about Sia1. And when I investigated, I really found that, I mean, the guy was innocent. But eventually they even ended up, deporting him. But if you look at why they deported him, I don't agree that the guy had committed the crimes that they alleged. I mean, issues of spiritual whatever, those are beliefs. If you believe in what Sia1 says, I mean, there it is. And this is why I am against, government meddling into religious affairs. I'm really against. I must tell you, I am against the declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation. I am against, because it's all about hypocrisy. And certain wrong things are done in the name of Christianity, in the name of Zambia as a Christian nation. Sia1 is a victim of the so-called hypocrisy. Zambia, a Christian nation. Zambia, a Christian nation. So, sorry, I can see a message from my wife. I have to just respond to let her know that I'm talking. I'm sorry. Let me respond that message from my wife. But I mean, my wife is my wife, you know. She's my boss. I cannot keep her waiting. So I had to respond to that. I can also remove the volume here. Yeah. Okay. Good. Now, so yes. So basically, what I was saying is that, I mean, I follow everyone. I listen to everyone, including CR1. And from my point of view, CR1 makes a lot of sense on a number of issues. The only thing is that we have to agree to disagree on our political views at the moment. I know in future we will agree with CR1 on the political spectrum. At the moment, CR1 is supporting UPND. I am not supporting UPND, and I don't want UPND to get into power. Luckily for me, UPND is not going to win next year's elections. UPND is not going to win next year's elections. No matter how much CR1 will talk, no matter how much supernatural powers that he will try to employ, UPND is definitely not going to win. Is not definitely going to win 2021. Edgar Lungu is going to bounce back. Like Ramwila was saying yesterday, Edgar Lungu is definitely going to bounce back. I am going to contest to learn the ropes of electoral system. And I want those who believe in me to cast their votes for me. I don't want any votes to go to waste. I want those who believe in me to go and cast a vote for me. So I'm going to contest. But it will be more, you know, of an initiation. The real elections and me walking into State House will be in 2026. Now, let me go to the first issue that CR1 was bringing. The first issue that CR1 brought out was about Bowman Lusambo. And he's accusing Bowman Lusambo of dishing out money, you know, as something that is wrong. PF is for the poor. People love PF. That's why they voted for PF. I agree with him. What happened in 2001, that is what will happen in 2026. People who fell in love with Economic and Equity Party, people who vote for Economic and Equity Party and Chilufa Tayali to go into government, to go into State House out of love. Because as all of you know, I don't have the money. But I know in 2026, people will vote for Chilufa Tayali, people will vote for Economic and Equity Party out of love of the party and their president. This is definitely going to happen. It happened in 2011. But the elections that are happening in 2021, this election which is happening in 2021, I can assure you there is no any other way but to spend. There is no any other way. So CR1, I agree with you that 2011 people voted for PF because they loved PF. But today, as we speak, I can tell you, not even the ministers themselves are in PF because they love PF. I know a number of them. Not even some of the ministers, not all of them, but not even some of the ministers are in PF because they love PF. No. Today, PF is about survival. Today, PF is about the survival. I don't know who can really stand up to say, I am PF, I love PF, and whatever. It is for survival. Maybe even President Edgar Lungu himself is also there just for, you know, because he's the president and PF is there. PF today is a vehicle for survival at the moment. PF is a vehicle for survival. It's not that there are patriots really. And this unfortunately, this is what usually happens when, you know, the dream carrier dies. This is what usually happens. You know, in PF, there is nobody who loved PF the way Sata did. There is no one who loved PF the way Sata did. PF was everything to Sata. And everybody came, you know, following Sata. Sata is gone. At the moment, it's very, very difficult to really say people are following, not even President Edgar Lungu. I mean, I'm saying the truth here. I'm saying the truth as it is. I don't think there are so many people that are there in PF today, and they are following Edgar Lungu, and they believe in Edgar Lungu, they believe in PF. Nah, it is about survival. It is about survival. It is about survival. It's about survival. A lot of them, if you ask them even about the, you know, the values of PF, a lot of them cannot even articulate them. Cannot even articulate them. I doubt Dora can articulate the values of PF. What are the values of PF? I don't think she can. And if you have seen, Dora is very careful in her interaction. It's rare that you hear Dora, you know, praising PF as a party. It's rare. It's rare. You know, she will talk about issues here and there, but to allude to PF as a party, you don't hear that. You don't hear that. You don't hear that. A lot of them. So it's not just about Dora. It's a lot of them. There are very few. I know some staunch PF, you know, guys that are really okay to say here. Avena Chitotela, Avena Kampiongo, you know, those guys really are so passionate about it, you know. But the rest of them are, I mean, there are a number of them really. Anyway, so the point I'm trying to make is that winning 2021 general elections is not going to be anything about patriotism to the party. It is about the benefits. 2021 is more about the benefits. It's more about the benefits. And Bowman Lusambo, what Bowman is doing is just the right thing. It's just the right thing. At the moment, people want to have some sort of benefits. They want to have some sort of benefits, some personal benefits of some sort. And Bowman Lusambo is doing that. Bowman Lusambo is doing that. It doesn't matter whether what, or as long as he's campaigning for Edgar Lungu, this is more about the individual than the party. This is more about the individual than the party. And those of you who want to contest on whichever political party, I'm telling you, 2021 is more about the individual than the party. So if you want to contest in an election, you are PF, make sure that you make the impact as an individual. As an individual. It is more about making the impact as an individual. Even Edgar Lungu is not going to win next year's election because he's Edgar Lungu, because he's president of PF. He's going to win next year's election because some people will look at what Edgar Lungu has done in his individual capacity or as a government. That's how he's going to win the elections. He's not winning because he's PF. The PF that won as a party is the PF of SATA. This time is the PF of what have you done? What have you done? That is the PF that we are going to have. That is the next election that we are going to have. It is the same with UPND. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. If HH has lost that time, you know, where people identify themselves as UPND, staunch UPND, you know, now it is more about, you know, what can I get? What can I get? What can I get? If HH gets into power, what can I get? What can I get out of HH? Even at the moment, what can I get out of HH? That is what 2021 is all about. This is why, from my point of view, because I don't have money, I'm not going to be bothered to go out there and campaign and do what and what. No. I'm not going to bother myself. I will campaign with the little that I have, with the little means that I have, mostly on social media. But definitely I'm going to contest. But don't expect me that I'll go this area, that area. No, 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 no. And which is why I don't expect myself to win 2021. Because if you don't go into the villages, if you don't go in far-flung areas, there is no way you can win an election. Lusaka, Copper Belt alone cannot win you an election. You need the far-flung areas. That's where the votes are. That's where the loyalty is in terms of people voting. So if you don't go there, you can't expect to win an election. You can't. And for me, I mean, I expect to have some votes along the line of rail. Those people that, you know, you people who are on social media, Of course, I'm not expecting that I'm going to have so many votes or whatever, but I know I will collect some good votes for those who are loyal, for those who believe in what I do. So, Boma Lusambo, what Boma Lusambo is doing is just the right thing. What Boma Lusambo is doing is just the right thing. I know some of the people who are in PF, when they saw Sia1 saying, when you come in PF, whatever, Sia1 is clever. Sia1 is very intelligent. He has seen that Boma Lusambo is collecting votes for Edgar Lungu. And he doesn't want that. Sia1 is talking about Boma Lusambo because he has seen that Boma Lusambo is doing something great for Edgar Lungu. So he wants the PF to turn against him. That's why he started. Sia1 is very clever. I was looking at him, I said, but this guy is intelligent. He has seen that Bowman is making an impact. And what does he do? He goes to cut the stem. He talks about the UPA, the PF. The PF of what? The PF of what? When you come in the house, you need to follow the rules. How do they, whatever. Why are you concerned about PF today, Sia1? Why? Why are you concerned about PF? Eh? You are supporting UPND. So why now you want to speak, you want to tell Bowman Lusambo to behave accordingly in PF? Why? Why? Eh? You want UPF to turn against Bowman Lusambo. And I know there are some people who are not happy with what Bowman Lusambo is doing. But I'm assuring you, Bowman Lusambo is one of the success stories among the people that are around Edgar Lungu. Yes, I know. I mean, some people who accuse Bowman Lusambo of wanting to become president. I mean, I can assure you, almost all the members in PF, they want to become presidents. I can tell you that. All the members in PF, they want to become presidents. So it's not only Bowman. But at least one thing that you can like about Bowman now is that he recognizes that the President Edgar Lungu has to win 2021. And he's going flat out to campaign for Edgar Lungu. That is okay. That is okay for now. After 2021, Fika is over. But they will find me. All these other guys who want to become president, they will find me on the other side. After 2021, Mukansanga guys, Mukansanga, I'm there. Because 2021, tukembana inama mumeno. 2021 tukembana inama mumeno. Anyway, so on Bowman, I just want to tell our PF that don't follow what Sia1 is saying. He's just misleading you. He wants you to turn against Bowman Lusambo, but at the end of the day, Bowman Lusambo is doing what is right. He's campaigning. He's campaigning. Look, I mean, how many politicians can fill up the stadium like Bowman Lusambo does? How many people? Look at the crowds that Bowman pulls. Surely, if you love the party and if you love Edgar Lungu, is that a person that you should start undermining? No. No. Even you, the structures. Of course, he has to be in check, sort of. You know, he has to do things within the structures, respecting those in the structures. But, frankly speaking, a politician pulling those kind of crowds is not somebody that you should be disturbing. You should be disturbing. And then, you know, he has got capacity also. He has got capacity. He's dishing out this money. This is the time of COVID. There is no money in the economy. There is no money in the economy. So a lot of people are suffering. So going out there just to preach, to talk to them, no, what, it will not help. It will not help. I'm telling you, it will not help. Even you, HH, I'm telling you, stop wasting time complaining to ECZ at no, they were busy giving money. Start giving money. Start giving money. If you want to lose, because I know you are losing, but at least if you want to lose with some credibility, you know, whereby maybe we have shot 30%, because this time around, you are not reaching 30, 35%. You are doing below. This time around, HH is going to lose below 30%. This time around, HH is losing below 30%. But if you want to win with some credibility, stop wasting your time complaining that Boma Lusambo is giving money, that Kampyongo is giving money, that Edgar Lungu is giving money. Stop. Stop. No one is interested in that. You think people are happy when you are complaining that no, this one is giving money, this one is giving money. You think the people who side with you, people want money. I tell you, people want money, and me, I don't pretend. People want money. Even me, I want money. Even me, I want money. The only problem that I have with Bowman is that Talemperako. Bowman, that money that you are giving, give me some, give me some. So send me some money as well. But of course, that doesn't mean that when you do something nonsense, I will support you. No, 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 I will not. For me, what is wrong is wrong. And Bowman Lusambo has not been spared of my criticism. But certainly, what he's doing, filling up the crowds, sending that aura, in the crowd, that motivation, that PF is still there, Edgar Lungu is still the president. That is politics. That is politics. That is what brings the wind of change. That is what brings the wind of change. Or that is what makes people have confidence that things are happening. Edgar Lungu is on the throne. Otherwise, if you kill the things that Bowman Lusambo is doing, you are digging your own grave. And CR1 is very intelligent. Is inciting PF to turn against Bowman Lusambo. He's labeling him as MMD, and accusing him of dishing out money. But Bowman Lusambo is right. People need money. And you need that zealousness, that zeal. You need it. You need it to sustain the confidence of the people. Otherwise, when the confidence levels go down, that's it. Politics, especially in Zambia, is not so much about democracy. It's about mobincracy. It's about the mob. It's about the mob. A lot of people follow the mob other than, the manifestos and so on and so forth. So when somebody who is creating that kind of, temperature, political temperature, raising the political temperature, like Bowman is doing, it should be applauded. By Edgar Lungu, you have somebody, you have an asset in Bowman Lusambo. Your political success has been Bowman Lusambo. I'm not saying that he is perfect, but the guy, what he does is just on point. He's just on point. The only thing is that Tarendishamo. So Bowman Lusambo, Bowman Lusambo, ndishamo boy, ndishamo. Wantumi na kofe nangunika, watuma kofe nangunika 10 minutes, okay, tina diako. Waman. So anyway, that's the point. So CR1 on that one, Now, I go to the next point that CR1 raised. A very important point. CR1 has raised that, and some of you have also raised that issue relating to Kambwili. Let me talk about that. Let me talk about Kambwili. And I'm responding. I wanted to put this one aside, but I'm responding to a number of people from what different people have been saying. CR1 touched, first of all, on the issue that I'm happy that CR1 do recognize that actually Kambwili did commit an offense. It is a fact. This is a fact. No matter how much you may look at it from this way or that way, the fact is that Kambwili did commit that fraud. And it's not the only one, if I must say. There is another case that I would have brought up, which relates to a farm, but I've let that one go. I've let that one go, though there is a man that is at the moment crying because that farm has been grabbed by Kambwili, and the man is not happy. But you know, I don't want to look like I'm just following this man, you know, whatever. That's why I've left it. But Bakambwili bali temwa forgery. Bakambwili bali temwa forgery ndemi wa coffee. Bali temwa forgery. Even that birth certificate that he produced in court, it was a forged thing. Eh? How do you go and bring Bakambwili bali temwa forgery? And that's why it has caught up with him. So the evidence against Bakambwili is overwhelming. I go to sleep in my bed with a clear conscience because I know Bakambwili Nshaba Fienga. I've not been unjust to Bakambwili. And Bakambwili is not the man that he is, like the way you people want to make him look like he's a saint because he's on the UPND side, because he's helping HH, because they're in an alliance with HH. Bakambwili is an arrogant leader. Bakambwili is a selfish leader. And it is because of his conduct when he was a minister that people came out and brought out these things. It is because of his conduct. When he was a minister, I insist these issues came when Bakambwili was a minister. It didn't happen when Bakambwili was in opposition. And like I've said before, but I even brought it before State House. But they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. I had to wait until when he was kicked out, and that's when I used it. That's when I brought up the issue. But the point is, my issue is not because Bakambwili was doing these things, he's signing on whatever in his company. No, it is because of his abuse of power when he was a minister. And I know Bakambwili, given an opportunity, gets back into power, he will continue with the same arrogance, with the same selfishness. Bakambwili was calling people. I mean, everything had to be done the way he wanted. He was telling people to come itamfia machito. What and what? No. Bakambwili's conduct when he was a minister, I'm telling you, he was not a good man. He was not a good minister. He wasn't. He was abusing power. He was abusing power. And because of that, people came up and gave me that evidence. People came and gave me that evidence. So I find it very strange, some of you who are saying it's political persecution. There is nothing political persecution here. There is nothing. And it's not because Kambwili is in opposition. This came to me when Bakambwili. I have Bakambwili in prison because of the things that he did when he was a minister. I wouldn't have known about these things that he did if he was good to the people when he was a minister. I know that Tambala referred to this issue and said that, is it what Tambala? No, it's Sean Tembo. Sean Tembo said, you know, most likely the president was involved because how would Tayali know about this? No. I don't think President Edgar Lungu even knew about it, how Mwamona investment was registered. It is the people that Bakambwili, I want to repeat this, it is the people that Bakambwili used to register that company dubiously, and yet Bakambwili neglected them. Even that sister, the Sampakambwili, they used the NRC. But what did she benefit out of Mwamona? What did she benefit? If you are saying Bakambwili was a good man, that Sampakambwili is a sister. Is a sister. They used the NRC. What did she benefit? She benefited nothing. She benefited nothing. And yet that company was making millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Which was making Bakambwili boast to say, I can go to London, have a cup of tea in the morning and come back in the afternoon. But he didn't look after the people that he was working with. He was busy bulldozing everyone left, right, and center. That's how I came to know. But Edgar Lungu didn't even know about this. And when I wrote to him, maybe he even thought that I'm just making up these things. But when I brought it out, when I took it to Central Police, when I took the evidence to Central Police, the police there, they had nothing to say. I insisted, go and confirm, go to NRC, they went. Go to Pakra, they went. Everything. They found exactly as I had put it. They had no choice. The police had no choice but to act. So this has got nothing to do with PF or political persecution. It is about a leader who was selfish, who was abusing his power, and yet he had something in the closet. And the people that he used, brought out the evidence to me. And I said, thank you very much. I will use it. And I used it. And I used it. So the next point, so I'm just trying to clear that no, President Edgar Lungu, no, Sean Tembo, my brother, nothing. It is the selfishness of Kambwili and the abuse of power that made people bring out his debt. They brought out the debt because of the way he was conducting himself as a minister, not as an opposition, as a minister. Anyway, now let's talk about the trial. CR1 said, no, the trial did not go well. The trial did not go well. He says, CR1 was saying that if you don't like the magistrate, you can complain. Yes, you can complain if you think that the trial judge or whatever the trial court is not being fair with you. You can complain. But at which point, this is where CR1 you need to look at. At which point do you complain? Yes, you can complain to say, no, I'm not comfortable with this judge. But at which point? At which point did Kambwili come in and complain against Musamba? Everything was going on fine. Kambwili didn't have any issue with Simusamba. When the state was giving its evidence, when I was giving the evidence, he didn't have any problem. But when he was found with a case to answer, Kambwili turned around and said, no, I don't want this magistrate. That is not how it is done. That is not how it is done. If you have got an issue with a magistrate, you should say it right at the start. No, I don't think I can be tried by this court. Not when everything is going fine. They find you with a case to answer. You say, no, I don't want this judge. No, it doesn't work out like that. To start with, you would have wasted so much time. I mean, we went at length to prove the case. As a prosecution, we went through so much to prove the case, to call witnesses and so on and so forth and blah, blah, and blah, blah. Then after he's found with a case to answer, he said, I don't want this judge. You know what that would have meant? What that would have meant is that we were going to start the case all over. Because to transfer the case, when you have been found with a case to answer, when you are transferring that case, it means the case has to start all over. You need to call all the witnesses again. No, that was wrong. That was wrong. So there is nothing that Simusamba did wrong. There is nothing that Simusamba did wrong because he pointed out to this. He said, we were doing all this nicely. And now I found you with a case to answer and you want me to recuse myself. Surely, objectively speaking, is that how we are going to run a justice system? When you find that the magistrate has found you with a case to answer, when the prosecution have proved their case, then you turn around to say, no, I don't want this magistrate. Is that right? Which country on this earth, on this planet earth, would tolerate that? It was an afterthought. And clearly, it is just because Kambwili didn't have the defense. Kambwili didn't have the defense. So now, because they didn't have the defense, they thought, you know, when I started this case, Kambwili thought I was joking. Kambwili thought that it was not going to go anywhere. Kambwili thought I didn't have the evidence. But I had the evidence. And I'll be talking about this, you know, when I'm talking about Staluchi Rufia and Stotel and whatever, I'll be talking about this. It is about the evidence. When I have the evidence, I will run like fire, like bushfire. When I have the evidence, I will run like bushfire. It doesn't matter who is involved. I will run like bushfire. I had solid evidence against Kambwili. And I knew I can prove it in court. And I did that. I was the first witness. I laid the ground of the case. And everything flowed one after the other, one after the other. There was nothing that you can doubt. It was clear. We went to Pakra. We saw there was a fake name. There was a fake NRC belonging to some Kambwili. There was Kambwili signing. So it was a very straightforward case. The case is very solid. Even Kambwili, you know, I know they want to appeal. I'm telling them, they are messing themselves up. Because if they go to the High Court, I know the High Court will never overturn this case. They will not overturn this case. The only change that can be there in this case is Kambwili to be jailed more. I feel Simusamba was actually intimidated somehow. Because 12 months is nothing. It's nothing for fraud. Look at Masumba. Eh? Look at Masumba. He went in, I think he went in for 2 years. Now, Kambwili, for two counts, he is going to do 12 months. That is too short. That is too short. Kambwili should have gone in for 3 years at least. 3 years at least. And I see that happening when it goes at the High Court. I see that happening. I see the High Court overturning that sentence. I see and I'm praying. I'm telling you, I am praying that when it goes to the High Court, I know the evidence is solid. I know the trial was okay. Everything that was brought in by Kambwili. There was nothing, you know, contentious in that case. Unless, only these other issues that Kambwili himself brought up. It's Kambwili who created all this issue to make the case look like, to make the trial look like it is not fair to him. But it was fair. It was fair. There is nothing that Simusamba did. There is nothing that Simusamba did that you can accuse him to say, no, he was not fair to him. He was fair. It is just that he didn't have the evidence, so he had to create these other issues. I mean, how do you tell me, you see one, a person who has evidence, how can he go to court and do evidence, give evidence, unsworn evidence? What is unsworn evidence? It is of no ground. You are not cross-examined. But Kambwili, that's the evidence that he gave. Most of the times, the people that opt for this, for that kind of defense, are people who know that, you know, they are guilty somehow. People who believe that, no, they haven't committed any crime. They come, swear on the Bible, and testify to say this is not true. What is the truth is this. Not Kambwili. The waffling that he was doing in court, and you want to say it's political persecution. The man had no evidence. No evidence. And even when you go to the High Court, you don't bring in new evidence. It is still the same unsworn statement. Of that is an excellent lie. How do you speak like that in court? That is an excellent lie. Really? Can you prove? Are they going to prove in the higher court that Mwambachi Shimba exists? How are they going to prove that? Because the son that is talking about, is Mwamba Kambwili. He has an NRC. He has a passport. How are they going to convince the higher court? How are they going to convince the higher court that this person exists? This person is his son. When his son has the documents, how are they going to prove that? How are they going to prove that Kambwili was rightly signing those documents of Mwambachi Shimba? How are they going to prove? Because the power of attorney, that boy, even if he was the one, cannot give the power of attorney. How can a boy of 8 years, 9 years give power of attorney? How? And even if you have a power of attorney, how do you sign against somebody else's name? How? Surely, even if Musa Mwenyeshua, state lawyer, a state counsel, surely should be able to look at this evidence and just say, no, you know what? The best is continue just saving this sentence, finish it. than wasting your time going to the higher court, trying to play to the gallery, trying to play politics. Even if Kambwili appeals, he will just be procrastinating his serving jail sentence. And he should pray very hard that that jail sentence is not reduced. Because what I see, it's actually getting a higher sentence, because 12 months, as a leader as he is, setting an example, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good. Anyway, so my dear Sia1, the trial was okay. The trial was okay. There was nothing wrong with the trial. If Kambwili had issues, he would have objected right at the start to say, no, I cannot be tried by Smusamba. He cannot allow the state to finish the case, bring the evidence, and then you start making fabrications and pointing fingers at the magistrate. You don't do that. It will not stand anywhere. It will not stand. So the trial was okay. Now, let me move. You are right. Next point, Machiavelli Savage. The next point that I want to talk about is what Sia1 was saying. I mean, thank you that you agree with me, but you are saying, why don't I pick other cases? Why don't I pick other cases? Why don't I report other people? Why don't I report Saruchirufya? Why don't I report Shtotela? Why don't I report Boma Nusambo? Why don't I report Tasila Lungu? I want to tell you this. And I'm saying this, you know, with a clear conscience, a clear mind, clear. For me, I will have no problem to take anyone before justice, before the courts. I will have no problem before anyone to take a person to justice if I am convinced that this person has done this and I've got evidence which I can prove in court. I stood Muliba Kambwili, I proved the case. I brought the evidence. But all these issues that you people have been talking about, you talk about Shtotela, you talk about Saruchirufya, you talk about Tasila Lunga, you talk about Boma Nusambo, you talk about the fire tenders. Give me the evidence. Give me the evidence. I am willing anytime to go to the police. Those people who came and reported Kambwili, they gave me the evidence. I was not hallucinating. Inshallah Vuka. I'm not a witch finder. Neither am I a prophet like Sia1 who can see things beyond the physical. Me, I can't see beyond the physical. I am a limited person. I only see things from a physical point of view. Kanonafimona, I need to look at the evidence. Yes, I've seen somebody, Albert, is saying 48 houses. You can mention whatever case that you want. But the issue is, what evidence do you have? Can you give me that evidence? Chitambala was right that Tayali is not connected. He just gets, you know, the evidence that people give him. Yes, it's true. I only get evidence that people give me. It's not me who is connected. No. I'm not connected in which office and that office and that. No. It's people giving me the evidence. And when you give me the evidence, I tell you, I will not sleep. I will make sure I follow up the matter. So, these people that you are mentioning, or any case that you are mentioning, ask yourself if you are being fair to accuse me of being selective when you haven't given me the information. The day that you give me information, if you give me information and I don't act, yes, you can accuse me of being biased. But you have not given me information. What do I do? You talk about 48 houses, but by 48 houses, do you know that the case is in court? I keep telling you that the case of 48 houses is in court. The owner is there and is claiming to say, I built this house, these houses, using my money. And I've tried to look at the case. Clearly, there is nothing that is pointing to money coming out of the treasury. Nothing. Nothing. If at all there is anything, there is any crime in that 48 houses, it can only be money laundering, money coming from outside, coming into our country. Maybe that's the only thing. But whatever the case, I am only Chirufa Tayali. I cannot fabricate evidence. I cannot. Please, bear with me. I don't fabricate evidence. I get evidence from people that bring it. That's all. That's all. Right now, someone, I want to tell you, someone, right now, I am working on a case because some people have given me very strong evidence against the UPND. I'm giving you this revelation. Very strong evidence against the UPND in relation to some of these, you know, what do I call them? I mean, some of these cases that were happening in the public. I'm not going to be very specific because I'm still confirming what people have given me, the evidence that people have given me. What I do, when you give me evidence, I start going through it to confirm, confirm. When I confirm that your evidence is solid, then I move. So right now, I'm telling you, this is not political. Somebody has given me information that will seriously implicate the UPND. Somebody has given me information. I'm repeating that. Somebody has given me information, very serious evidence. I'm going through it. I'm still going through it. When I'm done, I will bring it out. You may accuse me. You may say, no, I'm being political, but what can I do? If somebody brings evidence to me, what can I do? I cannot just throw it away. I need to work on it. And for you, by UPND, and those of you who are against the PF, I am here for you. I am here for you. You can use me. You call me that I'm a guy for hire. Please hire me. I am advertising. Take this as official advertisement. Take this as official advertisement. Chirufa Tayali, public lawyer for hire. That's why I call myself public lawyer. Because I want the public to hire me. And it doesn't matter who hires me, as long as you have evidence. Bring the evidence against Tasila. I will smoke her out of her, what is this? Her honeymoon. Bring evidence against Tasila. I will smoke her out of her honeymoon. I will bring it. Because you know the goodness is that, yes, I know the police might drag here and there. The point is that I will bring it out. At least I will persecute people. I will prosecute people in the public. You see, this is the goodness. When you have the evidence, even if the police don't act, you can prosecute people in the public because you'll be pointing at evidence. That's what I did with Kambwili. I started by bringing it in the public. And I announced that I'm going to the police. I did that so that I send a message to the police that I've got this evidence. That's what I do. I first bring the evidence in the public and then go to the police so that even the police, they know that this man has evidence and he has told the public out there. They know that there is evidence. Give me the evidence against the Chirufa. Please, I'm asking you, give me the evidence against Chirufa. Please give me the evidence against Chirufa. I can guarantee your confidence, your confidentiality. I guarantee that. I will not disclose who you are. I will not disclose. Just give me. Once I have the evidence, I don't need you. I can even put you aside. I can run with it. In the case of Vamdala, I ran with the evidence. I ran with the evidence. Give me the case against the Chirufa. Give me the evidence against the Chitotela. Give me. Give me, I am hiring myself. I am offering. Please give me the evidence against Stotela. Give me the evidence against Bowman Lusambo. That money which is dishing out. Give me the evidence. Give me the evidence. Give me the evidence where Bowman Lusambo is stealing that money. Give me the evidence and I will follow him. I will follow him. Even if the police don't act, I will bring it out in the public. I will bring it out in the public. You know about the speed cameras. I've spoken about it. I've spoken about it. And no matter what Brad Mushimba will say, Brad Mushimba knows what I'm saying about the speed cameras is true. And Brad Mushimba is not PF. He's not UPND. He's a minister. I have even said that, you know, he's one of those people that I will follow. He's one of those people that I will follow. At the moment, you know, I'm just holding back because, you know, I just have to, you know, I have to be strategic about this. But I can assure you, time will come. Time will come, time will come when I will follow that issue and you will see what will happen. So, please, don't accuse me of being biased when you haven't given me the evidence. If you have given me the evidence, fair enough, you can accuse me of being biased. Siawan, you have got supernatural powers. Bring out the evidence. Bring out the evidence. Bring it out using your supernatural powers and give it to me. I'll run with it. I'll run with it. Give me, using your supernatural powers, give me that evidence. I will run with it. Don't just accuse me to say, no, this. No, it's being biased. No, it's vengeance. At selective vengeance, whatever you will say. No, it's not selective vengeance. It's not selective vengeance. I have nothing personal against Kambwili. Nothing personal against Kambwili. Nothing. I got the evidence and I was sure that what he did was wrong. And he was not treating people good. He was abusing his power. That's what motivated me to fight against him. And I can do it against anyone as long as I have the evidence. So pretty much this is what I wanted to talk about. Is there anything that I left out which I wanted to mention? Pretty much that. I can only conclude by telling you that in what I do, I'm telling you, in my mind and my heart, I am very clear. Very clear. I don't do anything, you know, against anybody unjustly. No, I don't. I don't do anything unjustly against anyone. I don't do that. I work with God. I usually say I work with God. I work with God because I pray some of these things. I pray that God gives me, you know, the enlightenment. He gives me good judgment such that when I come out in public, I'm talking like this. It is because it is not out of malice. It is not out of hatred. It is not out of any personal aggrandizement. That's what I stand for. You may not believe it. You can accuse me as much as you want. You can accuse me as much as you want. But from my point of view, my God knows my heart and is the one that protects me. Some of you are worried to say, no, what? I do all these things with courage because I know my God sees my heart and he knows that I'm being unjust. When I say I would want Kambwili to spend 3 years in prison, it is not because I hate him, no. It is because I'm convinced that he was a wrong guy as a minister. He did a lot of bad things. He did a lot of bad things as a minister. And that's why I'm saying like that. And that's why I'm saying like that. So I don't mind. I really don't mind people, whatever. And I know, you know, a lot of intelligence has been coming to me on what some of these people want to do to me. You know what? I am never scared. Never. Never. Chitambala was saying that now we are going to sleep. Tayali is not going to sleep. Me, I sleep. I sleep. God watches over me when I'm sleeping. God watches over me when I'm sleeping. And I will not die because Kambwili wants me to die. I will not die because HH wants me to die. No, I will die because God has said, you know, Tayali, you have done enough. You can come to me. That's when I'll die. That's when I'll die. Otherwise, if God has said, it's not my time, I'm still with you. I'm still with you. And I'm still with you until State House. Because this I know. I will get into State House. Me, I'm not going to die now. And when I get into State House, all those corrupt people, because then I'll even have power. If I had power, right now, I would have instituted, you know, by intelligence on Bowman Lusambo. I would have instituted intelligence on Ichitaru Chirufia. I would have instituted intelligence on Tasila Lungu. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, take appropriate action. My leadership will be a leadership of smoking out corruption. Smoking out corruption badly. Me, I don't engage in corruption. A lot of you, you know, they have been asking, a lot of you come, hey, do this for me, do this for me. I refuse because I don't want to engage in corruption. That's why you are trying to find faults in me. You are not finding faults. Now you are coming up with fake cases. You are accusing me of rape. Who did I rape? Who did I rape? Eh? A lot of you now, you are on social media busy. That girl that you are abusing with a picture and a pregnancy, I don't even know that girl. I don't even know that girl. I don't think she's even in Zambia. That's why you are coming up. You come up with all these fake cases because there is nothing you can attach me to. Nothing. Because I don't engage in corruption. I don't engage in corruption. Ukuliamo ndaliamo. Not ukuliamo muli corruption. Like I have said here, I've said it publicly. Bowman mpelako 10 pin. Ngashakuiba Bowman ngampela in a 10 pin. I will tell you, Bowman nandishamo 10 pin. Ngashakuiba. Or it is money, proceeds of crime. I will be there. I will be one of the witnesses to say, Alimpela ko 10 pin. Shakuiva. If I found out that Shakuiva. So, make a difference by the fact that some of these guys, Valandisham, it's not because I know where the money, if I know that the money is coming from corruption, I'm not going to participate. I'm not. That's why you don't have cases. You are looking for cases against me, but you don't have them. You don't have. So you are fabricating cases. Hey, you defiled the chap of 14 years. Iwe, kutinadiaka 14. What is your from Bombay? Do you know how many kilometers I do for me to go and start wasting my energy on a 14-year child? Eh? They're from Bombay if you're in him. They're from Bomba. They're from Bomba. 14 years. Nothing. Nothing. Yes. I'm not innocent. Hey, Finginamona. Yes, Finginamona. But not, you know, defilement. Not rape. Nothing. Nothing. You keep on alluding. You keep on talking about Ruth Zulu. Eh? You keep on talking about Ruth Zulu. Yeah, you raped Ruth Zulu. Mwalishwa ban moteo kwa ya veraimu. Eh? Mwalishwa ban moteo. Read the case. Read the case. I was acquitted. And I was not acquitted because of what? Eh? Ban moteo is there. Far away there. Kwa? Eh? Ndea shamotoka. Umaichana ikaroko. Ale nkafena ma engine. Eh? Tuafika tuwa booking a room. Eh? Tuwa booking a room. Umaichevela, not this one. Tamulia menshaya akawa. Eh? Go to the other side. Tuachinja na room. Eh? Tuaingira mu room. Na alimu imisha kufuma motoka. Eh? Uwushiku. At night. The evidence is very, very clear. Very clear. Very clear. So now you want to come up with cases, blah, 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 blah. How? Imwe, where can you rape a girl like that? Wa musenda uko konso koko na musendero kutali uko. Tualupita mpaka bani motel. Walisho bani motel kwa yawe. At night. Nafuma mumotoka. Na yana booking a room. Nafuma ako watupela room. Before that mwaicha ingira room. Evela akachecking first nga mudiame insha yakaba. Because ndefo kusambaini. After a hard week. I went, I checked hot water. There was no hot water. I went back to the reception. Iyo mwaicha tupele kwa room ikwete kwa insha yakaba. Atu wula tutwala kuside juko. Na checking ame insha dife wino mwaicha ina ikala mmotoka. I had to go mwaiche. Oh, ame insha difu wino. Trea twingi. Twaingira. Ele yo isa nje bati. Yo Tayali. Rapist. Iwe. Unatekanya. Iwa chitambala. Unatekanya mdala. Rapist. Na rapingile banani. Na rapingile banani. Yes. Fingi na mona mchalo. Fingi na mona. Bati. So ntapo umuala sakwe bati uyu. Wadimu raping. Nothing. Nothing. Tefo mbomba ine. Tefo mbomba. I take my time. I do things properly. Wino. No kutasha batasha. Na ano kuyabaya.